The MU African Interdisciplinary Studies Hub, or Africa Hub for short, promotes interdisciplinary collaborative research and teaching that contributes to a better understanding of Africa at the University of Missouri. Cinema is a powerful platform that can be utilized to support the Africa Hub's goal of promoting the understanding of Africa. Cinema can afford us space to debate political and cultural issues in our community. The films we've chosen to screen give the Mizzou community an opportunity to see the lives of others come to life in a manner that will teach and induce empathy, making us all well-rounded citizens of the world. Next, Mary's going to share something about the family.
Hi, everyone. So now we will be talking about the importance of having family. What does the family system, what would it mean to different people at different times? And I will also be talking a little bit from the African perspective. Like we all know, family is it's a very important support system. The family is important to individuals because it provides benefits to our physical, emotional, and mental health. For Africans and Americans, I know the US is a country, but then just for this speech, I'll be taking like Africa as a whole. Africans and Americans are different in many ways and also similar in many ways. We have different languages and cultures in Africa that we need to know. But even at that, we have certain things that we have in common. Okay, what am I saying? In English, for example, the word dad is usually used to express, is an expression for addressing a father or a male, a biological male parent, or sometimes it could be extended to someone who's like a stepdad or a male figure who's been supportive to you. But in Africa, it goes beyond just that. My father's brother, when I see my father's brother, I don't call him uncle because that's be disrespectful and that's almost like me cutting myself out of the family system. So I would call my father's brother dad. I'm going to say daddy, and I would call my mother's brother dad as well. And in fact, I would call anybody who has, who is elderly and about the age of my parents and who is even a neighbor, I would say dad. And this is because there's an African saying that says, it takes a village to train a child. So everybody in the village, everybody in the community is a parent to the child. And so you are everybody. So I'm also a child to all the parents in the community. Like the movie we're going to be seeing today, in Equatorial Guinea, the extended families often live together. So it's not just about father, mother, and child. You have uncles, aunties, everybody living together in one community as one. And so you say, oh, my father. You regard everyone as your father, your mother. My cousin is my brother and sister. And so the idea of looking out for each other is very important. And that's why sometimes people travel, go work, look for greener pastures. You travel out of your country to go work, but you're still supporting your family back home. You still send money to your cousins because they are your brothers and sisters. You still send money to your uncles and aunts because they are your fathers and mothers, things like that. And also there's always this popular saying that when your house is on fire, you don't, in a situation where you're not close to your brother or your father or anybody, you don't go call on family, you call on your next door neighbor. So this is where the concept of your next door neighbor also being family comes in. When your house is on fire, it's your next door neighbor that helps you put out the fire. You don't go call your dad or mom on phone. They can help. So that immediate physical support that you need, you get from the person who is close to you. So the idea is that you can have family anywhere you are. It's possible to have bonds with other people. It's possible to build relationships that can provide you physical, emotional, and mental support. And we'll be seeing that in this movie today. But to go on from here, we'll have Mazino speak to us about the country, Equatorial Guinea, and give us some fun facts about the country. Over to you, Mazino.
All right. Thank you, Mary. Today's movie, like she said, is going to be based. The main focus, the country focus is Equatorial Guinea. I'm not going to talk too much about it, but I'll just go straight to the point. Equatorial Guinea is located in the western corner of Central Africa. That is where they have the Atlantic Ocean. It's bordered by Gabon to the south and Cameroon to the north. And of course, it has a population of about 1.6 million people. And it's the only African country where Spanish is the official language, although it has other languages that are spoken as its official language, but Spanish, it's a mainly Spanish-speaking country. The other official languages are French because of the numerous French-speaking countries that surround it, and Portuguese because of the historical link with Portugal. The people are predominantly farmers and rather they're into agriculture and fishing because the country is divided into two. You have the main island and you have the mainland. The capital of the country is Malabo. And of course, Malabo is on the island. That's on the western flank of the country. One key factor or issue with Equatorial Guinea is that it's one country where men and women are allowed to get married from the age of 12. Very interesting. And for education, children start school at the age of 7. Women give birth to 4.6 children on the average. That's the birth rate is quite high, even though the population is just under 2 million. And the average age of the people of Equatorial Guinea is 19 years old. So in other words, you have more of a youthful population. And traditionally, the Equatorial Guineans have two names. The first name is always Spanish, and the second African. And sometimes in one family, you could have a family, sorry. In one family, you could have a set of children having the surname of the father and others having the surnames of the mother. It just depends on the family. And the major ethnicities are the Fang. They make up 80% of the population, and they are found mainly on the mainland. Then you have the Bubi. They make up about 6.5% of the population, and they're found mainly on the west island of Bioko. Then interestingly, you have the Igbos. Igbos are traditionally from Nigeria, Southeast Nigeria, but over years of history and commerce, you now have a strong population of Igbos in Equatorial Guinea, and they make up 5.6% of the population. And just one final note, it's a one-party state right from independence. It gained its independence from Spain in 1968. It's been ruled by one family, the Nguema family, and currently the president is one of the longest ruling presidents in Africa. He has been there since 1979. He killed his uncle in a military coup, and now he's still the president. And it's a very interesting island because you have rich wildlife. It is the third highest producer of crude oil in Africa. It has a high standard of living, but in terms of the middle class, it's basically non-existent because you have the aristocrats and you have the low class. So this movie we're going to watch is going to basically mirror some of these social and cultural issues that characterize the country of Equatorial Guinea. I guess I'll now hand over to Anne Obad, and she will now tell us more about the movie we're about to watch. Over to you, Anne.
Thank you all for coming. So the movie we are going to watch is titled Where the Road Runs Out. I'm going to be giving a little synopsis about the movie. George, a scientist living in Rotterdam, Netherlands, is going weary of the world of academia. The sudden death of an old friend is the incentive he needs to return to his African roots. Upon his return, he takes over a dilapidated field station in the jungle of Equatorial Guinea. There he meets an orphaned boy named Jimmy with a sunny disposition who opens George's weary eyes to this colorful place. The boy plays matchmaker between George and Corina, the lady who runs the local orphanage, and all seems rosy until he meets an old friend of George, shows up out of nowhere to throw their lives into a disarray. As George discovers, there are many obstacles on the road to redemption and a few more where the road runs out. So we picked this film for the Black History Month to coincide with this year's theme, which is the Black family, representation, identity, and diversity. To quote, the Black family knows no single location, since family reunions and genetic ancestry searches testify to the spread of family members across states, nations, and continents. As this film develops, we see George build a new family for himself. So let us enjoy this film together. Thank you.
Thank you all for joining us tonight. Thank you all for joining the Africa Hub tonight for the film screening of Where the Road Runs Out.
Thank you.
Hey, Webster.
Thank you so much. It's a very interesting one.
Thank you. And Mazinho is going to, and Anne are going to start the discussion. Did you guys get a chance to look at the questions? The quiz? So I found out that somebody is joined us tonight. Christopher is in Japan, and he's watching the film with us tonight.
Yeah, it's very, very touching.
Well, thank you. So how did you find out about the movie, Christopher?
I think it was an invitation on one of my groups, probably on the Return Peace Corps Volunteer Network.
Oh, thanks. Well, I think, is anybody else overseas watching? What time is it over there? Are you up late or?
Over here, greetings everyone. Over here in Japan, it's about 11 a.m.
Oh, well, so great to have you today. And so, do you have thoughts or any comments that you'd like to share about the film?
Well, I'm not familiar with the director or the actors or this part of the African continent, but it felt very heartfelt, and very many moments of the film reminded me of my time on the continent. But the theme being of family and of bonds and of community, as was introduced to us, were very much there within the film. And I think it speaks volumes, and I think there's so many lessons to learn within that. Yeah, thank you again so much for sharing and for all the introductions from your staff and facilitators.
Sure. All of us at the Africa Hub we're volunteers. And I was a Peace Corps volunteer in Mali, the same country that you were. So that was cool. Thank you for joining. Hey, Dr. Pierce, would you like to share some of your thoughts?
Hello? What did you say?
Sorry. I said, would you like to share some of your thoughts about the film?
I think one thing that I got out of it was that people learn in other situations, okay, to cope, okay, with surprises, unexpected things, because life isn't bam, 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 everything being organized and you know, that one expects things to flow in a given way. And I think all of us from Africa are very familiar with that. That, you know, when things happen, you cope.
Thank you. We had anybody else want to share your thoughts?
Hi,
You can
Jennifer.
unmute. Hi, Am.
I'm unable to use my video. I don't know why. Yanu, I need Yanu to enable me to use my
Here,
video.
let me text him real quick.
Okay.
But you can go ahead. Do you have?
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to talk now. So thank you very much, everybody. I really hope you enjoyed the movie. And does anybody have any other question? Okay, great. Now I'm good.
Would you like to do the
Any
quiz?
other question? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead with the quiz now, but is there any other question before the quiz? If not, the first quiz question is, what countries border Equatorial Guinea? So I'm going to put that in the chat, and the first person to answer on the chat gets the...
Dr. Pierce has a map.
I have a map there.
Stephen, are you here? You guys can unmute. So,
so there are two countries. I needed two countries. Can't give one country. I needed two countries together. So let's see how that goes.
Cameroon?
Yeah, Cameroon is one of them, but I looked it up.
Okay, so
anybody
want somebody
to?
has gotten it. I think the first person to get it was Christopher.
Rosina.
Yeah, who had Cameroon and Gabon. So
okay.
Yeah. Then thank
Christopher,
you.
we're giving away gift cards for a local coffee shop here in Columbia. So
I
we can send it to you, but would you like to donate it to somebody in the group here?
Either in the group, or if Lakota Cafe has chocolates and you would like to donate that to a local orphanage, I think that would be beautiful.
Okay. I don't know if we have any orphanages here. We have, maybe there's Boys Town. We could donate a gift card to Boys Town.
To that, or any incoming refugees to the community.
Sure.
I'm told.
Donate.
Yeah.
So we can do that.
Oh, okay.
What's the second question?
So the second question is, what is another language spoken in Equatorial Guinea?
French.
No.
So when you say another language apart from what?
Spanish. Spanish is the first language. Okay, but you want the indigenous language, right?
I think we had Spanish. I think Spanish was one of the answers that we had.
Somebody said Portuguese. Is it Portuguese? It's Spanish.
It's Spanish. Spanish is the answer.
Yeah, Spanish.
Yeah. Mary, who got that right? Do you know who's the first person to get that?
I said the Spanish.
Webster.
It was Webster.
Okay.
Webster. Okay, Webster and Chris. And then what's the third question?
So the third question is, in the film, George studied the reproduction of cacao or chocolate. Name two things about chocolate you did not know that you got from the film. Okay.
Zoo? Stephen, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
What did you learn about chocolate? Did you learn anything about chocolate that you didn't know?
Maybe I missed that part.
Anybody else?
Okay, I think Kent got that. So he has
Okay.
cocoa seeds came from another country, which is Ghana. Like he talked a lot about, the lead character talked a lot about Ghana, cocoa coming from Ghana. And also cocoa can be planted in rocky soils, which you got. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right. Sorry about that. And also it grows well in burnt soil. Yeah, it grows well in burnt soil. Yeah.
Thanks, Kent. And so you get a gift card. What's the next question?
The next question is, in the film, we meet Jimmy, a bright, bubbly young orphan, and we learn George has a complicated relationship with his father. Thinking about this year's Black History Month theme, how does George make amends with his father through Jimmy and other kids in the orphanage? So I'm going to post that in the chat. So I think you can just unmute yourself and speak on that.
Yeah.
To remind everybody, the theme of this year's Black History Month is representation, identity, and diversity.
So there's really no wrong answer, but whoever gets it first can win the card. Anybody come up with?
Oh, okay.
Thanks, Christopher. Did Christopher get it? Let's see. Okay.
Yeah, does anybody want to speak on that?
Yeah,
I think this is
anybody
more of
wanna
a
share?
discussion. Like, what do you feel? I think Chris.
He kind of took a role model position in Jimmy's life.
Yeah.
Okay.
He did, and I don't know if he expected to receive those gifts, but through his relationship, through his journey, as we saw through the flashbacks at the end of the movie, he was given the gifts of healing his heart from each one of the people that he connected with Jimmy, with the gal that ran the orphanage, and even through his compassion and empathy with his friend, forgiving his friend, exercising forgiveness. I think each one of them, it came full circle, and by him giving up himself and going there, he was rewarded through the hearts of those that he served.
And I think there's also an empathy issue. I remember him saying that when he looked at Jimmy, he kind of felt this is Jimmy's physical handicap reminds him of his own childhood, and therefore, by extension, of the father.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I actually like the fact that he kind of became a father figure to Jimmy. So actually looking at the role of his father in his own life and trying to not make have similar issues, like he didn't have a good relationship with his father. But now from what you can see, it seems he's going to recorrect that by trying to stay and be a good father to Jimmy and also the other children in the orphanage. So, yeah. Then the last question is, what is the capital of Equatorial Guinea? Oh, somebody has gotten it already.
Yeah,
Sukran.
from the film.
Gabon.
Malabo. I think somebody has.
Malabo.
Who said that?
His name is Zu. He's studying. What are you studying, Zu?
Yeah, I'm studying role sociology. Yeah, the second year student.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So for the winners, please send your name and send your name to africahub@missouri.edu. So Africa, then hub, HUB at missouri.edu, so that we can give you your gift cards. Really just want to say thank you all for participating today. And I also would like to end this now. And I don't know if anybody has anything to say before I give the closing remarks.
What's that?
Just thank you to all of you, Ibatola and Jennifer, and everyone else that contributed.
Thank you.
We're going to have another film in April. If you guys want to join us. Look, we'll be posting it. It'll be it's a film screening on April 21st. It's called Mediterranean. And it's about two young men from Burkina Faso who go through many challenges, and they traverse the Sahara to Libya. And then they traverse the Mediterranean to Italy, and about the things that they go through there. So it should be a really interesting film. So if you have time, we'd like to have you back. And did you tell them about Focus on Africa?
Yeah, so that's what I want to do now. Give the closing remarks. So I want to thank all our sponsors, Missouri Student Association, the Division of Inclusion, Diversity and Equity, the African Graduate Professional Student Association, and the College of Agriculture, Food and Natural Resources International Programs. So we have some upcoming events, which Jennifer has just talked about, which is the film series in April, which is titled Mediterranean. And we also have the Focus on Africa events, which is going to happen in March, on March 3rd, Wednesday, March 3rd, from 12 to 1 p.m. and also Wednesday, April 7th, from 12 to 1 p.m. So please save those dates and also follow us on social media, our social media platforms, to have information of upcoming events. You can follow us on Twitter at MU Africa Hub. You can also follow us on Facebook at MU Africa Hub Interdisciplinary Studies Hub. So thank you very much, and I'm really glad to have all of you here. Looking forward to seeing you soon for the Focus on Africa event, which is coming up in March. Thank you.
Yes,
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Remember to email us at the Africa Hub, and we'll get you your gift cards. Thanks so much.
Bye.
Have a good night. We
You
appreciate
too.
it. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Bye, thank you.